Bulls offense. And we welcome those of you who have just seen the Miami Dolphins hold on to beat the Jets 24-17. So that means whoever wins this game today between the Bills and Patriots will share first place at 6-4 in the AFC East. Buffalo gets the first chance at the 28th. Underway first scrimmage play, and it goes to Thurman Thomas, who burrows across the 30-yard line. Here are the men in blue for the Buffalo Bills, with Alex Van Pelt starting only his second NFL game. Fina had a concussion last week. Brown, a Pro Bowler a year ago. Ziegler, Lucina, and Ostrowski. With Van Pelt in the backfield, the incomparable Thurman Thomas, the all-time rusher here in Buffalo. Moles, Early, and Reed. Three wide receivers start for Marv Levy, and the tight end is Lonnie Johnson. On second down, and Terrence false start. Contact before the snap.
Ostrowski, number 60, the right tackle.
Prior to the snap, false start offense, number 60, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
Larry Nemmers, our referee today.
There he is right here, number 60, Jerry Ostrowski. Whoops. Yeah, that's getting a little bit too much of a jump. I know McGinest is good, but he's not that good.
So second down, 11. Ostrowski, who was the backup center, has been moved out at guard and tackled this year by Marv Levy. Van Pelt on top, going long down the sidelines and incomplete. Box away was Quinn Early by Ty Law, the defender for New England. And here are the Patriots defensively. The starters, Chris Sullivan gets a start for Mike Jones at end, with Wheeler, Thomas, and Willie McGinest. McGinest still looking for his form of a year ago. Slade, Johnson, and Collins are the backers. Law and Hitchcock returns at corner. Lawyer Malloy and Willie Clay are the safeties. Third down, 11. Alex Van Pelt played his college ball at Pittsburgh, was the 216th player selected in the '93 draft. Finally getting his chance. Steps up, and it's batted down, incomplete. Chris Slade up high to fly swat that one away.
Boy, you know, you see this knockdown, Phil, and it's what every single defensive player is taught to do. Slade is no exception. A linebacker, all he does is get his hands up.
Well, Alex Van Pelt, Chris Slade can't get to the quarterback, jumps up when he sees the quarterback throw. A lot of people say, well, he's not a tall quarterback, Alex Van Pelt, about 6 foot tall. But that really doesn't matter. You've got to throw in the lanes that are created by the blocking.
Chris Moore to punt. He's averaging just under 43 a punt this year. Dave Meggett at the 30. Meggett to the 40. The all-time punt returner in NFL history. Meggett adds 10 more to his career total on a 43-yard more kick. Drew Bledsoe, young man from Washington State. 10 straight games with a touchdown pass. 20 touchdowns, shares the lead with Jeff George in the NFL. Armstrong, the Pro Bowler, with Irwin, Woolabaugh, Rucci, and Lane. Lane moving out to tackle with the injury to Zephros Moss. Curtis Martin. Sam Gash starts today. He's an outstanding blocker. Lennon Jefferson outside, and Ben Coates at tight end. Gash gets the first delivery, and he is hit immediately by Sam Rogers after a 4-yard pickup. The Buffalo Bills, late last week on Friday before the Miami game, they went from the 3-4 to the 4-3 defensive alignment. That's how they start today. Hanson, Big Ted Washington, Sean Moran moves inside, Bruce Smith, the All-Pro. Bryce Pop, John Holisek, and Rogers are the linebackers. Burris, Smith, Jones, and Schultz. Young, solid secondary here in Buffalo. Plenty of noise. 2nd and 6. Bledsoe almost intercepted. Bryce Pop was there as Curtis Martin lost that one off his hands. Almost deflected into Pop's hands.
Curtis Martin coming out of the backfield. Little play-action fake. We were kind of thought today, got to look it into your hands. Running away from him, hits the shoulder, could have been a disaster. But I thought this New England offense would come into the game today, want to try to run the football a little more, set the tempo a little different. Sam Gash starting, but they come out first 2 plays throwing the football.
Curtis Martin, 5th in the league in rushing with 895 yards, plus those catches. 3rd and 6. He whistles one to Sean Jefferson, and Jefferson has a first down out to the 42-yard line. Henry Jones finally gets him to the carpet after an 18-yard gain.
I'll tell you one thing right now. I mean, Sean Jefferson catches this ball, but Jeff Burris has no chance. Watch this ball where it comes. Inside, down, and Burris has already gone by. I mean, that was just a great throw by the quarterback.
Sean Jefferson from Central Florida in his 7th season. Young man from Jacksonville. Had some big plays this year. That was his 30th catch. Martin for a couple to the 45. John Holisek led the defensive charge.
Well, you know, we talk so much about this Buffalo defense, Paul, you did at the beginning, and it's just been what's held this team together in this franchise for the last 10 years. They go from the 34 to the 4-3. It's not that big of a change, but when you watch them play and you look out there in the field, boy, it looks like they got an extra guy now with all those big people.
But you know, the thing that was interesting, Marv Levy said to us, did it make a big difference that we could go in Miami? He said no. What we're trying to do is get our best 11 players on defense on the field at one time.
2nd down and 8. You saw Coates shift to the left side. That's Terry Glenn in motion. Play action by Bledsoe. Throws back to Coates, and who is he cut down at the 29-yard line as Kurt Schultz in low with a tackle, and Coates able to get up and return to the huddle.
Well, this is a play where they're trying to fool the Buffalo defense, make everybody go right. Drew Bledsoe, watch the receiver go across. Kurt Schultz does a good job of waiting for Ben Coates to release and go outside. Watch back here. He doesn't overcommit. He knows now I'm the only guy between Ben Coates and the end zone. Does a good job of making the tackle.
Did you see Bledsoe go over to see him to make sure he was all right? Because he knew he threw that ball high and away and almost got him hurt.
Fake to Martin. It doesn't fool the Bills as John Holisek, the linebacker from Illinois, makes the tackle with Pop right there to assist.
With all these good receivers that the New England Patriots have, what surprises me, Buffalo, they don't care. They're going to come after you, blitz you, and they're going to give you single coverage down the field. They just say you can't get it off to get to those people down there.
Veteran Danny Villa signed just a couple of days ago as the snapper with the injury to Mike Bartram, who's out for the year, the tight end who did all the snapping duties prior to the Minnesota game. And Tom Tupa, the league's leading punter, sends that one down inside the 5 and out of bounds at about the 3. Tupa continues his tremendous year as the Pats punter, and we have our first time out. New York with the Bills pinned deep in their own end at the 3-yard line, and you see number 23, Antoine Smith, 25-year-old rookie from Houston. He was featured on our pregame show. His first duty today. And whistle before the snap. Someone on that left side of the Buffalo line appeared to move.
Prior to the snap, false start offense, number 61. Half the distance to the goal, still first down.
And it was the center, Dusty Ziegler, who got the call.
Got a little flinch in there that time.
Well, the good part about it, it's only a yard-and-a-half penalty. You don't lose much down here.
Bad part of it all is you don't have much more room for more negative yardage.
That's right.
Handed off to Smith. 225-pounder fights his way out to about the 4. Chris Sullivan and Thomas and Wheeler made the tackle.
Well, this Buffalo offense last week, we said in the opening, pretty conservative. Got a chance to watch them practice Friday, and usually that tells you a lot what they want to do in the game. I saw a lot of plays trying to get down the field, trying to create situations for these receivers to get big plays, score some points.
Defense is very simple. They're very good against the run, the New England Patriots. They want Van Pelt to throw the ball outside.
They spotted at the 3, so it's 2nd and 10 for Van Pelt. Big guy rumbles out to the 23-yard line. 20-yard run by Antoine Smith.
And this is the fault of the linebacker, number 59, Todd Collins. Todd Collins has got to get outside. Everybody else is inside. And watch number 59 come back outside. He misses the play. Here comes Antoine Smith. There's Todd Collins. He's getting tied up inside. He doesn't get outside, and there's the hole.
Lawyer Malloy finally gets him out of bounds, but it's a first down for the Bills at the 23. Antoine Smith leads all rookie rushers with 564 yards. He and Warwick Dunn were the only first-round draft picks running backs in this past year. Smith paying dividends. Some raised eyebrows when the Bills picked Smith as a 25-year-old rookie, figuring that maybe you're losing 2 or 3 good years to take a first-year guy at 25. Those skeptics were wrong.
I think they were wrong, and he hasn't taken that many hits. I mean, I look at it just the opposite, because you can only carry the ball so many times in this league anyway. And I'll tell you somebody that's happy. Thurman Thomas is pretty happy. He's staying healthy. When he gets in there, he's a more productive player, I think.
And Thurman has been very generous in helping Smith in his rookie year, giving him all the little subtleties that a veteran back can offer. Draw play, Smith. That closed in a hurry. There's Ted Johnson, the middle backer for the Patriots, there for the tackle.
You know, you're talking about Thurman Thomas benefiting from Antoine Smith. Thurman Thomas is now going into the game. And the reason for Thurman, beginning of this year, thought, well, this may be my last year. But then he sees Antoine come in and relieves him. Thurman's only got a little over 300 yards, but it's not important. When you look at Thurman, he's thinking, well, maybe I got 2 or 3 more years left on these old legs of mine.
Smith gets a breather, and Thurman Thomas now lines up behind Alex Van Pelt. 3rd down and 3. Van Pelt. Incomplete. Andre Reed couldn't hang on. That would have been a first down.
Boy, I've seen more times from Andre Reed, Phil, trying to run without the ball.
Brings up a 4th down situation.
And we welcome those of you who have seen the Chiefs and Jaguars, with Jacksonville prevailing 24-10. This is Dick Enberg along with Phil Simms, Paul McGuire, and Jim Gray at Rich Stadium in Buffalo. We're in the first quarter, midpoint, and no score as Chris Moore to punt it for Buffalo. Dave Meggett watches a spiral come down at his 28. Hit at the 35 by the Bills' Lon Johnson, and that's the end for Meggett. 42 on the punt, 7 on the return. No score in Buffalo.
This is the NFL on NBC.
Example of what we were talking about. Antoine Smith comes off, and immediately Thurman Thomas goes to him. They talk about their position, the defenses they're facing. Good symbiotic relationship. Smith may prolong Thurman's career, and Thurman, meanwhile, wants Smith to be as good as he can as a rookie.
You know, that happens a lot in the league, I think, now. The veteran, a rookie comes in, everybody perceives that the veteran's not going to get along with him because he's going to take his job, but it's not true. Usually they help these guys out and do the best they can.
Starting from the 34, New England, and Curtis Martin gains close to 5 out to the 39-yard line, as we remind you to follow the NFL. He hosts Greg Gumbel. It's all at MSNBCSports.com. Second and 5. Martin for only a yard. Good defense from Henry Jones, the Bills safety. Brings up 3rd down and 4.
You know, it really is it is difficult if you're going to try to run up inside on the Buffalo Bills.
Well, Martin is the man running the ball for New England. He carries more than any other player in terms of production on the ground. In fact, the second leading rusher for New England is Drew Bledsoe with 46 yards. Martin has over 900.
And they don't want him, Drew Bledsoe, running the ball.
5 defensive backs on 3rd and 4. As Marlon Kerner is in. Bledsoe flushed out of the pocket, flag down. Bledsoe throws it away. Bruce Smith and Bryce Popp putting the pressure on the quarterback.
Well, it was a race.
Ineligible receiver downfield. You saw a quick...
An ineligible receiver was downfield. Number 87 in the offensive formation was covered and went downfield. The penalty is declined. 4th down.
Ben Coates, what happens? He's the tight end right here on the at the end. This receiver here is on the line of scrimmage. That makes the tight end ineligible to go down the field and receive a pass.
And the punt is Tupa, averaging over 47, best in the league. Sends one to Jeff Burris at the 10. Burris gets a block. It's a legal block, and that frees him to scoot down the sidelines and out of bounds at about the 36-yard line.
Look at Manny Martin, 21. You think this is out of clip? This is at the 20-yard line of Colors. Look at this, and that's from the back and pushed away. Colors knows he was clipped, and that's wide open in the middle of the field, and it wasn't called.
So the Bills get it. They stepped out of bounds at the 30 instead of a penalty that would have taken them back to the 10-yard line. So a break for Buffalo. 5:40 left in the opening quarter, scoreless. With Reed in motion, Van Pelt looking for his first completion. Incomplete. Flag, interference. Tony Klein, the intended receiver, and Willie Clay was there too soon.
But what happened that time is Willie Clay.
Defensive pass interference, number 32, first down.
Willie Clay is in good position, but Van Pelt throws the ball so soft and it takes so long to get there, he can't wait any longer, says, let me grab him. He threw that ball. I thought he was lobbing it to the back, and it just kept floating.
One of those delayed passes.
That's right.
So first down out of the 44-yard line for Buffalo. Quinn early in motion this time. The give to Thurman Thomas. Thomas struggles out to the 47, where Mark Wheeler, 97, is joined by Lawyer Malloy.
You know, one of the reasons Thurman Thomas has been around so long, Phil, is because he does these types of things. This play is stopped in the backfield. Thurman Thomas really has no place to go except he finds that little bit of a crack and ends up picking up 3 yards on the play.
Dan Henning told me on Friday, says Thurman Thomas still has a great ability. When there's a big moment in the game and you need a play, he can do it.
And they need a big play. Buffalo has not scored a touchdown this year in the first quarter, and that goes back to late last season, 13 straight games. In fact, they're the lowest scoring team in the opening quarter in the league. 9 points is all they've mustered. Over the middle to Lonnie Johnson, and the tight end breaking tackle. First down at the New England 40.
Well, the Buffalo Bills go with an empty backfield. There's nobody back there. Here's Lonnie Johnson. He's going to stay in. Oh, he's going to block. Ted Johnson drops back. There's nobody open. He releases. Good job by Alex Van Pelt looking for that outlet receiver.
Ted Johnson misses the tackle, and everybody else was covered downfield. The biggest problem with this whole thing, Phil, is nobody from New England's defensive line getting close to the passer.
Well, that's Pete Carroll said, I need some pass rushers. Hasn't had it in a few weeks.
13 on that play. Van Pelt on first down. Shooting towards Thomas. That had that quickness on the first step of Thurman Thomas as a rookie out of Oklahoma State. He really was at full speed in a hurry.
Well, Buffalo's been coming up, guys in motion. All of a sudden, they get up underneath the center, a bit by surprise. And, Dick, you're right. Thurman Thomas still has a little step to him, gets up in there quick.
Tell you what really makes you frustrating for the defense when you look at it. Thurman goes through the great blocking up front, but when you see who's going to make the tackle is Lawyer Malloy in the secondary.
Well, you see, Thomas has enjoyed his best games against the Patriots. First, getting a chance to see those 4 teams twice every year as AFC East opponents. Van Pelt, the stutter step throw, and he hits Tony Klein inside the 5-yard line.
Dick, it was a stutter. You're right. I think he froze about mid-throw and should I let it go? And he does. And the fact that he watched Alex Van Pelt, well, you're going to see Tony Klein going down the field. Pretty good coverage by Chris Slade, but the perfect throw over the outside shoulder, nice and soft. But watch Alex Van Pelt. Looks like he had. That's pretty good to be able to do that and still hit the receiver in stride.
Phil, he's got one of those balls that you could kind of run under it.
Really excellent job by Alex Van Pelt.
Tony Klein hadn't caught a pass all year, has 2 in this first quarter. First and goal. And flags fly as Antoine Smith is stopped, and one would have to assume that's a full start against Buffalo, or did they run out of time?
Well, there's Double zeros
Delay
on
game.
Yeah.
Offense, 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Always the quarterback's fault anytime there's a delay game. Always. That's your job, managing the game, to watch that clock. You got it, only a second start, so maybe you didn't pay attention. But anytime there's a long pass play, Dick, it seems you really got to be careful because it takes a while to get gathered in that huddle and get going.
Red zone touchdowns, first 4 games. The 5 only one. They've won their last 2 games without scoring a single touchdown. A pair of 9-6 wins. First up 2. Mark Wheeler down low on the tackle along with Willie Clay. Meanwhile, Pete Carroll's defense in the red zone. Let's see how they fared this year. First 4 games, 10 drives, allowed only 1 touchdown.
Excellent.
Last 5 games,
10 touchdowns. You're right. Look at that. 83% of the time.
And also no forced turnovers. And that's what's really killing this team. It's also killing the Buffalo Bills, too. They're not forcing any turnovers either.
2nd and goal from the 5. Fake to Smith. Van Pelt. Incomplete as Willie Clay up high to knock it away. It was intended for Andre Reed.
Boy, I'll tell you what, this is another one of those floaters coming down the end zone. Andre Reed is on Willie Clay, and they're running across the back of the end zone. And this ball, you know, you said it before, this ball just stay up in the air too long, Phil.
Well, it does. Nobody's open. Alex Van Pelt trying to throw it to the only spot he can. A nice safe throw. Willie Clay knocks it down, but good coverage by the secondary to have that long. As a quarterback, somebody usually comes open.
Pete Carroll takes out 2 defensive linemen and a linebacker, brings in some extra defensive backs on 3rd and goal from the 5.
Probably on Thurman Thomas.
Van Pelt smothered at the 5-yard line.
That was the quarterback trap inside, and Alex Van Pelt, 2 things. One, he's just too quick with it. You got to give it time to open up. You're going to see the block coming in. Here comes the tight end in. He's supposed to follow him inside. The Patriots not fooled. They were all there waiting on the play.
Well, that was one of the men that Carroll challenged, Willie McGinest, who stayed in tough, fought off the block. Now Steve Christie, a short field goal attempt, 23 yards. And he knocks it through, and Buffalo continues without a touchdown in the first quarter, but they do have the early lead, 3-0 in the final minute, first quarter. Back in Buffalo, and Thurman Thomas talking with Alex Van Pelt.
Well, he was saying when he ran that quarterback draw play that Thurman Thomas went in motion and absolutely nobody went with him. But again, we talked to Alex Van Pelt yesterday. They have no audibles in this game.
Well, the Patriots knew it was a run, so they didn't have to go with him. It's that simple.
Yeah.
They did.
Dave Meggett, who needs only 31 yards to become the all-time New England kickoff return producer. But it goes to Derek Cullors, and Cullors breaks into the clear. Cullors with only Christie to beat. And the first-year man from Murray State has an 87-yard touchdown. And that is the big play that New England has been seeking.
Well, you know, it's amazing when you make a move and then you figure it's the wrong move, so you try to get back into position again and you slip. Everybody goes by you, and then all of a sudden you realize, wait a minute, there's nobody here but a kicker. And if the kicker catches me, I don't even want to go look at the film, so I'm going to outrun the kicker.
Well, Meggett, who gobbles up almost every one of those, and Cullors picks off the short kickoff and goes 86 yards officially for the touchdown, and New England strikes for the lead. Vinatieri, who's been perfect on all the placements this year, adds the extra point, and it's 7-3 New England. Cullors with his first NFL touchdown.
Well, when Cullors gets it here, Phil, watch him. He goes up into the left-hand side. Look at he slips. Wait a minute. Everybody, now watch. Everybody else is by him now. Manny Martin, 21, goes by him, and once they all go by, the only person that's left is the kicker, Christie.
Well, he kind of slowed down, and what it looked like, the defense for the Bills, the kickoff coverage, everybody stops, and when they're stopping, a lot of people slip, fall down.
Well,
they
he
think the
slips right
play's
here.
over.
He almost goes down.
And the Bills, you can see, everybody now is overcommitted. Now when he gets that step up in the line of scrimmage, nobody there.
Well, sometimes running up the back of one of your blockers is not good. That was the case where it kept him on balance, and Pete Carroll, looking for a little magic, gets a break.
Well, finally they make a big play. Somebody's got to do it. He expects all the stars he has on his team, and well, it's not them. It's their colors that steps up and does it for him.
Pete Carroll was telling us yesterday, everybody's saying he's not animated, Dick. He's animated.
He said, where did the media get the idea that I'm not an aggressive personality? I've been that way all my life. I'm hardly laid back. 7-3 as Vinatieri sends it toward Holmes and Tyndale. It's Derek Holmes at the 6. And he's toppled at the 20-yard line. Well, the Buffalo Bills have been hit by kickoff returns all year. That is the 3rd touchdown. Week 2, the Jets' Aaron Glenn went 96 yards for the score. And the very next week, Tamarick Vanover, the Kansas City Chiefs, from his 6-yard line, he goes 94. And now the Bills have given up an 86. Derek Cullers, so they've been hit 3 times for the quick touchdown. Antoine Smith straight ahead to about the 23, a gain of 3.
You know, Dick, when you give up a play like that, a big special teams play, a big interception, I think the percentage is like 80-some%. You lose the game or the other team wins when they make that play against you. So Buffalo, fortunate really, given all these big plays up in special teams to be 5-4.
Well, it reflects back to last week when the Patriots gave up the 74-yard opening kickoff return in Minnesota, and it just seemed to put them in a stymie for the whole first half. And that is the end of the first quarter in Buffalo. Dustin Hoffman and Rene Russo here on NBC. Batted in the air. That's 2 deflections already for Van Pelt, who stands only 6 feet tall. Chad Eaton made the play. We go to New York.
All right, Dick, it's San Diego. Unheralded Craig Wheelahan starting at quarterback for the injured Stan Humphries. A 10-yard touchdown pass to Tony Martin. 14-0. San Diego with the lead on Seattle late in the first quarter. Dick?
Thanks, Greg. Craig Wheelahan from University of Pacific, owner Alex Spanos' alma mater.
He's got a good arm. Can really throw it. Been out there and watched him practice a few times, and he stands out when you watch him on the football field.
3rd down and 7 for the Bills. Alex Van Pelt comes in. Intercepted by Jimmy Hitchcock. And the Patriots have the ball at the Buffalo 30. Quinn Early was the target, but Hitchcock, injured last week, didn't play, darted in front of the receiver.
Well, watch Jimmy Hitchcock, number 31. Quinn Early never makes him turn around and retreat. And then when he sees Quinn Early stop, he drives back to the ball, makes an easy interception. But when you're running that route in the NFL, you've got to make that defensive back turn and run. Quinn Early did not do that.
And he also slipped Quinn Early trying to make his cut. The other thing that I think everybody does know, that his go-to guy for Alex Van Pelt is Quinn Early, and he went to him.
Only the 10th by New England on the season, leading 7-3, the first turnover. Bledsoe, he's deflected as leaping high was Sean Moran. He is one of the reasons why the 4-3 defense worked so well against Miami, as Moran had an interception, several tackles, and played a big game.
98 is Sean Moran. Again, he's still on the line of scrimmage. He can't get back to the quarterback, so get your hand up.
Sean Moran last week, number 98, making the most of his first career NFL start. Batted down a Dan Marino pass, and off the deflection, Moran with his first career interception. Followed that with a sack, his 3rd of the season. Added 5 tackles, and he now has a deflection again today. He's from Colorado State. Drew Bledsoe will use his first time out of this first half. You're watching the NFL on NBC.
Somewhere, some poor slob's punching a time clock. He don't know what he's missing.
Get up, son. We gotta go.
Back in Buffalo, where the Patriots lead 7-3, a turnover by Buffalo, the interception, that makes them minus 15 now for the year. Only New Orleans in worse condition. And yet Buffalo with a winning record. 2nd and 10 for the Patriots after the interception by Hitchcock as we open the second period. Bledsoe dumps it off incomplete for Martin. Tried for the one-handed catch.
You know, here's the situation, Phil. You've got to concentrate on the ball. You don't need a one-handed catch here. You can catch the ball with two hands. Bledsoe just dumps it over the top. It's not a hard ball.
Well, doesn't need a one-handed catch, but it's up high, and those running backs know anytime you put them over the middle and you throw that ball where they got to reach for it, it's human nature to go, I'm going to get killed. And so you got to protect yourself somewhat.
I agree.
3rd down and 10. Coates in motion. Martin picks up 5, but is short of the first down, and that'll force the field goal attempt from Pete Carroll. Tackled by Bruce Smith and Henry Jones, and Martin was talking about, everyone said, hey, Bruce Smith, what a great player he is against the pass. He said he's the best defensive end against the run.
Yeah, that's quite a statement in it for all the coaches on both sides to say that about Bruce Smith. Not only the pass rusher, but the run stopper too.
Vinatieri going for his 25th consecutive field goal.
That's good.
And the young man from South Dakota State continues his A-plus perfect field goal kicking. It's 10-3. Adam Vinatieri's 42-yard field goal, giving the Patriots a 10-3 lead. He's only 6 off the all-time record, and he's only 3 behind Norm Johnson's perfect field goals and PATs. He's gone 64 either point after or field goals without a miss. He sends the kick down short to Derek Holmes at the 11. And Holmes somersaults out across the 25-yard line as Mario Greer made the tackle.
Want me to tell you the ending? No. You know, it's a great movie. You want me to tell you the ending or not?
I tell you, we'll wait. You get it messed up anyway. Antoine Smith takes it wide and out of bounds at the 30-yard line, pushed out by Jimmy Hitchcock.
You know, when you watch Antoine Smith, he's very good up the middle, but when he runs wide, Phil, he's dipping, but he's still picking up yardage as he does it. He picked up 4 yards in the play. It really doesn't look like it, but he does make that little dip, and he's always going forward.
Smith, who played only 1 year of high school football, you saw his story on the pregame show, worked for 3 years after high school to support his grandmother and grandfather before he went on to Houston. Still sends his check home to Mom to pay for all the expenses, all of his siblings. Van Pelt going deep for Reed. Intercepted. Ty Law picks this one off. So both Patriot cornerbacks with an interception here in the first half.
Well, what's happened, Ty Law is using the experience he's had the last couple weeks, and he's taking advantage of it today. Twice they've gone deep against him. Everybody's been trying to give a little move and go deep on him because he's a very aggressive corner, but he's kept himself in perfect position there to make the interception. Earlier they went deep to Andre Reed on the outside. Again, he was in good position.
Well, look at Andre Reed here. Andre Reed knows he can't make the catch. He has to now become a defender. He has to go in, even if it's going to be an offensive pass interference. He's got to knock it down.
Brad Van Pelt underthrowing some long balls. That's been a problem with him in his 2 starts. Got to get the ball out there a little farther.
Last 2 passes intercepted. That was the 3rd of the year for Law. Give to Martin. Jeff Burris able to bring him down at the 36-yard line. Curtis Martin's mother here to cheer him on, Rochella. Pittsburgh, she, when he was a senior in high school, was hanging around with some the kids she didn't want him to see. She said, you know what you're going to do? You're going to go out for football. Most moms say, yeah, I don't want my baby to get hurt. She said, you're going out for football. And what a life that has created. He said, she's my buddy, my mother, and my best friend. What a wise piece of advice for her. 2nd down and 6. Martin just could not find a hole that time. No gain. As Phil Hansen, who has just improved with each season, able to wrap up Rochella's son.
You know, you're watching Curtis Martin, when you go up into this defensive line, you can't hesitate. You either got to hit it. Look at Washington, number 92. He's up into the hole. Curtis Martin has no place to go. Now look what he does. When you dance back there, you're going to get caught. Look at one thing about Martin. Yesterday, talking to him, Phil, he's so relaxed. I mean, you talk about a guy who's at ease with himself.
Yeah, good point. He really
Man,
is.
this guy's solid.
Third down on the long 5. Bledsoe to Sean Jefferson in the first down of the Buffalo 48. 14 on the play. Thomas Smith in on the tackle, along with Dan Brandenburg.
First, good protection by the New England Patriots line. Drew Bledsoe getting rid of it. Slips out of his hand. Watch Sean Jefferson. He knows he's going to get hit. Good job of ducking the hit of Dan Brandenburg, number 96. But it all started with protection inside. Bruce Armstrong doing a good job against Bruce Smith.
What did Bledsoe say yesterday, Matt? Sean Jefferson, for the first time in Bledsoe's career, he actually has thrown the ball twice this year as hard as he can.
He goes, I've thrown them as far as I can possibly throw them. And, you know, I needed one more yard because he'd have caught those balls and scored, but at least they're being completed.
And he said Sean Jefferson was the guy that caught both of the balls. He says he's got all the speed. That's Jefferson down on the field.
Now, he did take a hit to the head as he was ducking down his head, and Dan Brandenburg ran into him. So
Jefferson, who came over to the Patriots a year ago from San Diego, is a free agent and chipped in with 50 catches in their Super Bowl year.
The best conditioned athlete on this team. The coaches say this man can run forever in practice, and that's why he never gets tired in games, and he can make plays late in the game.
Well, he was just walking off the sideline trying to get his eyeballs adjusted.
You know that feeling, don't you?
These things aren't coming together here. There's a lot of blurry stuff out there.
First down at the Buffalo 48. Vincent Brisby replacing Jefferson. 10-3 New England. Wide open is Coates. Polisic grabbed him around the ankles and held on to help arrive. Gabe Northern finished the tackle.
I'll tell you one thing about the Buffalo Bills defense. We talked about at the beginning of this thing, why they're so successful and why they don't go away is because of the defense. But one other thing, when you catch the football and you're standing up in the air, there's going to be a whole lot of people going to hit you, Jack.
Second down and 6.
My name is Bill, Dick. It's not Jack.
It's a complimentary term.
Okay. It's a complimentary term, Jack. Diving close to a first down at the Buffalo 38. Ted Washington and Bryce Pop in on the tackle.
Well, it's a good job of the New England offensive line. Now, they started Sam Gash today, but he's really not been a factor. In fact, I haven't seen him run up in there yet and make a lead block because most of the time he's been on the sideline. That time, they win the battle up front. A hole created by the offensive line, and Curtis Martin knows you can't dance around, like you said, Paul, against this defense. He flew up in there fast. I think if you're going to defeat the Buffalo Bills defensive line at all and run the football at them, you've got to run straight at them, Dick, and not wait, because they pursue as well as any football team that I've seen in the National Football League. There's Wade Phillips, the defensive coordinator. Ted Washington is the guy we saw, number 92, sitting in the middle. That's a big man. We saw him yesterday. When he came in the door, there was no light left.
He did have to go out the doorway sideways.
He's amazing. Look at this guy.
But you know, what I liked, you asked him how much he weighed, and I thought he was going to get you.
He answered. He answered. I said 350. He said, you're close.
He said a lot. Batted down is Bledsoe. And it might have been Big Ted Washington, who Patriots fall out in case they rule it a fumble, but it was
it's a batted down pass. I don't know why they haven't blown their whistles.
I don't even know what they're waiting on. The referee is standing there, and his job is to watch the quarterback, and this guy knocks it down. Here he is.
Watch Big Ted Washington, number 92. Now, you're talking about getting up. The man, he knows it's a pass, and that's trouble for some offensive linemen. Look at that vertical.
Whoa, he got both hands on the ball now.
He got both feet off the ground. That's even more impressive.
Just one of his thighs. He said 32 inches for one thigh.
32 inches around.
And he's got a big body and a big heart. He has a lot of kids here every game. Second and 10. Play action. Bledsoe able to get it away to Martin. And Martin has a first down and more inside the Buffalo 25. Polisic made the stop.
I'm going to tell you what. The strength of Drew Bledsoe, Phil, being able to get this pass off.
Watch Ted Washington do a little game inside, and it's just hard for an offensive lineman to hold up against him because he's so big and powerful. Drew Bledsoe stands in there. Paul, big quarterback. That's what he does very well. Finally, Curtis Martin releases, comes across the field, and it's a really good tackle by John Holisek to keep him from scoring a touchdown.
Sean Jefferson has returned at wide receiver. First down at the 24. Leading 10-3. The give to Martin. Not much there, and he was quickly wrapped up by Holisek.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. This is an outstanding play by Holisek, number 52. He is blocked by Keith Byers at the line of scrimmage. That man, 52, gets back up and makes the play.
Drafted out of the linebackers they had. Holisek with Simeon Rice, Kevin Hardy, Daryl Howard. I mean, it just... that was linebacker U for a couple of years. Holisek picked in the 5th round 2 years ago. 2nd and 9. It didn't fool Pop, and he sacks Bledsoe. The play action didn't fool Pop a bit.
It didn't fool Bryce Pop because he's coming on the blitz, and he was coming the whole time.
Well, there's more people up there they can block. Here's the line. Bryce Pop. Everybody's got a guy to pick up. Nobody to pick him up. Keith Byers has a free release. He lets him go.
And Pop with a sack and a half today, which puts him at 6-4 the season. After that brilliant first year here in Buffalo was 17.5 in the NFL Defensive Player of the Year award. Out of little northern Iowa, getting bigger all the time. Underneath, complete. It's Troy Brown, and Brown to the 25, where it'll be 11 yards short of a first down. So on 4th down, back comes Vinatieri.
11-yard gain.
He will go for number 26 in a row.
Phil, I like to play. They only got they had 20 yards to go. They got 10 of that back, and now they're in a position to kick a legitimate field goal.
He was good from 42 on his last attempt. This one will be 42 or 43, depending on the spot. It is no good. It sailed to the right. So the streak ends for Adam Vinatieri at 25 in a row.
Looks like to me, Paul, he just gets ahead of the ball just a little. That keeps it from hooking back inside. He pushes it right.
Yeah, a lot of times there's a win factor at this stadium, but not today.
So despite back-to-back interceptions, the Bills hold New England to only 3 points. Welcome back. The Patriots with 2 picks here in the first half, but get only 3 points out of it. Vinatieri hitting from 42 and missing from 42 yards as Alex Van Pelt, only 6 feet tall, if that, 225 pounds. He's kind of the Billy Kilmer mold.
That's right. That's how Dan Henning described him. Reminded him of Billy Kilmer, the way he commands the huddle, the team, and of course the body a little too.
Thurman Thomas on first down gets 3 yards, but Van Pelt has run into some problems against this Buffalo defense here in the first half. Willie Clay denies a touchdown, almost an interception. Then Hitchcock with his interception, first of the year, and Ty Law with his 3rd of the season.
Well, you know, if I was a coach of the Buffalo Bills, Marv Levy, I wouldn't be that concerned right now with Alex Van Pelt, how he's playing. These interceptions, I don't consider them bad interceptions. He's trying to make some plays, going down the field. And, you know, every once in a while, your quarterback's going to do that.
2nd and 7, Van Pelt being chased from behind, and down he goes as Willie McGinest finally has his first sack of the season. McGinest, after leading the Patriots with 11 2 years ago, 9.5 last year, that's number 1 in 97.
Well, this is persistent. Now watch McGinest. He comes around Fina, number 70. McGinest is 55, and he keeps on going. He does a great job on him. Van Pelt just holding the ball too long. You cannot wait that long and expect your offensive line to hold up. And the coverage downfield was outstanding.
Pete Carroll challenged Willie McGinest and Chris Slade, make some plays, kind of ruffled the feathers a little bit. They got a little upset, but that's the way it is. You got to go out there and make some plays when you pay well.
3rd and 15, so they stay with a draw to Thomas, who gets out to the 32-yard line, and on 4th and 11 to a chorus of boos, on comes the punting unit.
Now, what would concern me if I was Marv Levy, your quarterback's thrown 2 interceptions. Now, don't get back there and don't make a decision and hold on to the football. Still keep playing, be aggressive. You know, as I always say, you know, go out in a ball of fire. Don't go out, you know, timid. Make your mistakes, play aggressive, and just see what happens.
Chris Moore to punt it. David Meggett at the other end, very high. Meggett having trouble getting in position, loose ball. It appeared that Meggett was able to fall on it. I don't know whether he lost the ball, but he got himself out of position to catch it.
He didn't. I didn't see his arm up for a fair catch. And I mean, those people were coming down. That ball by Moore was kicked so high into the air. Buffalo's saying they have it. The officials are saying the other way. Don't believe the player. Believe the guy with the striped shirt. Now, Meggett back downfield. I don't think he signaled fair catch.
No, he didn't. I think really what happens is the defenders coming down the field, make him move. They're in his way, makes the move, can't make the catch. And all the years I've watched Dave Meggett, that might be the first time I've ever seen him drop a punt.
Did you know who was there for Buffalo making it tough? Steve Tasker, you bet. Back in Buffalo, Steve Tasker, right in the midst of that last punt return try by Meggett, who fumbled but recovered at his own 16-yard line.
He was explaining to Moore how Lofton reached in, knocked the ball away. I had it. No, he didn't have it.
Drew Bledsoe and the Patriots leading 10-3. 5 minutes left in the first half. Bledsoe to the sideline to Sam Gash, and Gash with a catch and out of bounds, short gain.
All right, here's Meggett on the punt return. Now, there's no fair catch, but watch Lofton, number 38. If he does not knock the ball away, Steve Tasker, number 89 for the Bills, gets it. Look at Lofton. See, watch his arm. He knocks the ball back, enables Meggett to go over top of him and get the ball. Tasker thought he should have had it.
Just a couple of yards on the first down catch. Coach in motion, Martin. Swinging outside, what a move. That's the time the dance paid off, and he's all the way to midfield before tackled by Henry Jones and Phil Hansen.
He said, what a move. What a lot of moves. I mean, we're talking a lot.
Curtis Martin is supposed to go over the left tackle. No, he keeps moving back. No. And then Kurt Schultz fakes him out and goes around. That's what he is a cutback runner. If you're playing defense, make sure you stay up the field and don't let him keep cutting back and go around the outside of you.
32-yard run for Curtis Martin. He gets the call again. Earns 2, maybe 3. I told you Curtis Martin saw his mother here cheering for him. One of the reasons she said you are going to play football was he was in a very rough neighborhood in Pittsburgh. His grandmother had already been murdered, and her sister had been killed in an auto accident, and too many bad things were happening. The only son of Rochelle Martin, and she thought that would be a refuge. He's a good athlete. Go out and play some football. And went to Pittsburgh. He was injured as a senior. That's why he was around until the 3rd round. He wasn't picked till the 74th player. Bledsoe, what a pass to Glenn. And Terry Glenn's first catch has him on the way to the 10 and finally knocked out of bounds at the 6.
Well, this is a good case for Drew Bledsoe, where it really helps sometimes to be a big, tall, strong quarterback. It's good coverage down the field. Terry Glenn's going to come in motion, go up the field. He's not wide open, but watch Drew Bledsoe stand in there, people around, throws it to the inside. Perfect throw. Terry Glenn now, when he gets in the open field, he can make something happen.
Well, look at this. It's what, 1, 2, 3-step drop, and as tall as he is at 6'5", gets that ball over top of the defensive lineman. That's all Bledsoe there. 40 yards on the play, 1st and goal. Bledsoe retreating to his own 23 and throwing. Touchdown to Ben Coates. How many times have Patriots fans seen just that combination? I don't know what Kurt Schultz, number 24, was doing. I really don't, because Ben Coates is all by himself. This has got to be busted coverage.
Well, watch this. Watch Ben Coates go up the field. A receiver comes across. Kurt Schultz jumped him instead of staying with Ben Coates. I don't know if Ben Coates was his responsibility. Somebody didn't have him.
Coates' 6th touchdown this year. Extra point Vinatieri. And the Patriots build their lead to 17-3.
Dick, you sound a lot like me. Someone didn't have him.
Well, Coates now has passed Irving Fryer as the #2 pass receiver in New England history. Stanley Morgan, of course, the all-time best, well over 500. The tight end, he's been out of Livingston College, the Fighting Bears in Salisbury, North Carolina.
Watch Ben Coates. Watch the defender go across. This is why you put people in motion. It's Henry Jones. Oh, he thinks it's run. It's too late. He doesn't go back. He jumps to back. Nobody stays with Ben Coates. The play action fake, the movement by the tight end made it too tough for Henry Jones. And Drew Bledsoe does a good job. Hey, this guy's starting to like moving around and making plays. I thought he didn't move around very well in his first couple of years. This year, buying some time, moving around and making some big plays in the passing game because of that.
Well, that was a big play drive, a 40-yard pass to Terry Glenn and a 32-yard run by Curtis Martin prior to the 6-yard touchdown pass to Coates. Vinatieri picks it off, a 14-point Patriot lead at the 12. Derek Holmes. And he's tried up the middle. This time he tries to go wide, slips and falls at the 29-yard line.
Just go back to that touchdown. That is a really good example. If you watch the Patriots, they're always moving Ben Coates. Always. He's in motion because they want him to get off the line of scrimmage free. The defenders are always chasing him. And then you put a play action in there and you're supposed to make the tackle. They made it tough on Henry Jones.
2 minutes, 30 seconds left in this first half as the Bills go to work from their own 29. Bledsoe, another big game against Buffalo. Johnson, the tight end, in motion. They like the wham block to bring him back, and that's what he does here. They throw the other way, and it's read perfectly by Jimmy Hitchcock as he dumps early for a loss.
Well, what they're trying to do, throw a screen to the backside. What ruins this, Jimmy Hitchcock is in man coverage, he's in bump, and Dusty Ziegler, number 61, is the guy who's supposed to block him. He can't get out there that quick.
A loss of 4 on the pass, 2nd and 14. And another interception. This time it's Willie Clay with a flag down in the backfield as he took it away from Steve Tasker.
It's going to be holding against Buffalo. It's the 3rd interception. You may be seeing Todd Collins loosening up.
So the two
holding. Offense number 60. Penalty decline. First down, New England.
Jerry Ostrowski.
Well,
big play, Willie Clay, who leads the Patriots. This is his 5th pick of the year. New England 17, Buffalo 3.
When you hear quarterbacks, you got to look the receiver off. It's zone coverage. You got to look off the safeties. Willie Clay, number 32. He has nobody to cover. His job, just try to react where the quarterback is going. Van Pelt looks over the middle the whole time. That's an easy interception for him.
Early making the tackle from the 32-yard line. Bledsoe with a 17-3 lead, and the drop by Levette Purnell, the 2nd tight end. Purnell looking for his 5th catch of the year.
You can tell when a guy really is not looking the ball in because this ball hits him in the face mask. If he's looking at the ball, he's going to catch the ball. His head is turning. The ball hits him in the mask.
Van Pelt with 3 completions and 3 interceptions.
This Buffalo defense, they need to stop them for their confidence, for the team, everything. Of course, this is a big drive in the game right now.
Patriots hungry to break that 3-game losing streak to give to Martin. Not much there. Good hit by Phil Hansen. So do you think, let's say that this half ends before Buffalo gets the ball back, will Van Pelt still be the quarterback in the second half?
Well, I think it would be hard for him to be the quarterback, only because lack of experience, so much adversity in the first half, it's so hard to overcome. It's not like he's Dan Marino says, hey, I've come back before, I've thrown hundreds of touchdown passes. He hasn't done that. I think it would just be hard for him to come in and react.
The hard problem is, Dick, who do you put in? Collins? He's the guy you just benched, and there isn't one else, really.
3rd down, 11. Bledsoe drifting back, throws underneath. It's Dave Meggett, tackled at the 29, well short of the first down, and that'll bring Vinatieri and the field goal unit on. Vinatieri, in case you joined us late, had his consecutive streak snapped at 25 in a row, missing on a 42-yarder his last attempt. And this one will be even longer, about 46 yards.
Patriots doing the right thing. They're going to let this clock run down.
And call timeout.
That's right. As far as possible, then call timeout.
They've got 10 seconds left on the play clock, so they'll run that thing. They just tell the official, when it gets down to 2 or 3, just call it.
If I was Buffalo, I would call timeout just in case you make a good return to save yourself some time to have a play or two.
Or if you block the field goal, give yourself that chance. We'll take the timeout. 23 seconds left in the half. So 3 of the 4 back members of that secondary for New England with an interception here in the first half. The 2 corners, Hitchcock and Law, and now Willie Clay. Vinatieri, 46-yard attempt. Hanging on the right side, hits the upright, no good. So Buffalo will get the ball at the spot, the 36-yard line.
The worst part about it, they only have 18 seconds. They could have saved another 20 seconds on that clock. And the other thing, they do have 3 timeouts. Here comes a miss where the ball's going to hit the upright. But the problem is that you still have 3 timeouts, but you only have 18 seconds.
So Vinatieri, after a perfect season, hadn't missed a field goal or an extra point, now has missed right on his last 2 from 42 and 46 yards.
It's just something about wide right up here, Paul. That's what it is. Wide right.
Oh, my. Open a little. There's Holmes charging through the New England Patriot tacklers to the 47-yard line. Time called with 11 seconds left, and now that valuable 15-18 seconds where New England let the clock run is a very important part of this first half. Reminder coming up at halftime, the Domino's Pizza NFL on NBC halftime report. Messrs. Gumbel, Collinsworth, and Whites will scores and highlights from around the league.
You know, it seems like an insignificant thing when it's going on, Dick, but all those little situations at the end of halves and games, you gotta play them through, because you never know that one play that you get extra, those situations, they can be difference in games and seasons. So the clock management, the end of halves, especially in the NFL in general, it's pretty bad.
Well, there's 11 seconds on the clock right now.
Could be 31.
Yeah, exactly right.
There was
could
over
be 31
seconds. It was over 20 when they let the clock run down to 1:44.
Holmes' 17-yard run has given the Bills position at the 47 in New England. Flag down, no play.
Ostrowski moved again, number 60.
They were flooding the right side on that pass pattern.
Prior to the snap, false start offense, number 60. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
72-year-old Marv Levy. That'll sour a coach no matter the age, as Levy now has matched George Halas as the oldest coach to ever run an NFL franchise, and he said he's not about to quit. Paul Brown, 67. Weed Eubank, hope he's feeling better, 66. Don Shula, 60. Says, I'm not about to go out and garden, he says.
Yeah, I don't want to take care of the yard. That's why.
He never has taken care of a yard. He told us that.
Well, it's incomplete, intended for Jay Wiemersma, the tight end from Michigan. That leaves 6 seconds on the clock.
Well, this almost forces you now to go to the Big Ben, the Hail Mary, just try to throw one from where you're at in the end zone, hope for pass interference or the tip ball.
Follow the old Nebraska play.
Ooh, somebody kick it up in the air?
Was that something yesterday? Nebraska prevailing against Missouri. So 3 for 12 performance for Van Pelt. He'll have to throw this ball from around his own 40. Steps up and slides to the 45-yard line.
And back up after he took the timeout. He was on the ground. He was coming up, and the guy was running. If he just stayed on the ground, he wouldn't have been hit.
So that is the end of the first half. The Patriots lead at 17-3 in quest of a win to break that losing streak. Now to Greg Gumbel in New York.
This is the Domino's Pizza NFL on NBC Halftime Report, brought to you by Domino's Pizza. Domino's, delivering 1 million smiles a day.
Welcome to our studios in New York. Greg Gumbel, Chris Collinsworth, Sam Weish with all the scores and highlights. We'll start with the game that you are watching at Rich Stadium in Buffalo, where the Bills are trailing the New England Patriots by a score of 17-3. Have the Patriots rediscovered their winning ways?
Oh, it's been unbelievable, the difference in this football team since Derek Cullors returned that ball for a touchdown. Sometimes somebody just has to step up and make a play. Since then, we've seen Drew Bledsoe begin to make plays, Curtis Martin, the secondary that had really been struggling with 3 interceptions in the second quarter. You cannot emphasize enough.
Denver. The Broncos have gotten 2 big punt returns from Darian Gordon, 82 yards and 75 yards for touchdowns. They're shutting out the Panthers. In Tennessee, the Oilers with a 10-point lead on the New York Giants. In San Diego, Warren Moon has just thrown a touchdown. Earlier today in Miami, the Dolphins beat the New York Jets 24-17. Glenn Foley starting at quarterback for the Jets in place of Neil O'Donnell. 7-3 Dolphins in the second quarter. Foley scrambling, finds tight end Kyle Brady. This is an 18-yard touchdown pass, and the Jets are on top 10-7. But the closing seconds of the first half, Dan the sideline to Brett Perriman, 23 yards. Miami goes into the locker room with a 14-10 lead. In the third, their first possession, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, second touchdown of the game, 21-10 Miami. Now, 24-17 closing minutes, 4th and 5. Foley to Wayne Krebet, enough for the first down, but it's ruled no catch. The official claims the ball hit the ground. Was Foley upset? You bet he was. Yeah, you're right to be, too. Jets driving with under 2 minutes left. The Foley's pass here is intercepted by George Teague. Miami holds on to beat the Jets for the second time this season. The final score is 24-17. So in the AFC East, Miami and the Jets are at 6-4. The winner of New England Buffalo will join them, and the Colts are winless. This is a tough loss for New York today, Sam.
A tough loss. A couple of things come to mind. Number one, I think that Bill Parcells has chosen Glenn Foley as his quarterback. I don't think we're going to see swapping back and forth, even if he's not playing well early in a ball game. This will be known as the call. You've got the catch, the drive, Cleveland, Denver. So I think this one's going to be remembered for a long time, talked about all week long. And from the Miami standpoint, Marino has a nice balanced offense. Good offensive day for them.
All right, Sam, in Jacksonville, the Jaguars continue to roll. They beat the Chiefs today 24-10. Jaguars offensive lineman Tony Baselli out 3 to 4 weeks with a sprained ankle. They didn't miss him today. 7-0 Jags second quarter. Mark Brunell finds Jimmy Smith over the middle. He turns on the Jets, and this is the longest play from scrimmage in Jaguars history. 75 yards. Dale Carter prevents the touchdown, dragging him down at the 1, but James Stewart scored on the next play. 14-0 Jaguars. 24-10 in the fourth. Rich Gannon starting in place of injured Elvis Gerbach took a beating. He was sacked 6 times, twice by Clyde Simmons. The Jaguars' home winning streak is now 11. The final today was 24-10. In Dallas, the Cowboys over the Arizona Cardinals, 24-6. Tough day for Jake Plummer. Dallas sacked him 8 times before he was pulled in the fourth quarter. Tie game in the second. Troy Aikman gets the Cowboys offense moving. To Herschel Walker, 11-yard touchdown, 10-3. It was 17-6 Dallas in the third. Emmitt Smith, the handoff, takes it right up the middle for a 5-yard touchdown. The Cowboys blew it open and hold on to win to move to 5-5 on the year. 24-6 is the score. In Green Bay, the Packers sweat a little bit before beating the Rams today, 17-7. Rams starting quarterback Tony Banks forced out of the game with a strained back. In comes Mark Rippon. 10-0 Packers in the third. Rippon hit 4 out of 5 passes on his first drive, set up Lawrence Phillips' 7-yard touchdown. 10-7. 10-7 Packers in the fourth. First play of the fourth, 3rd and goal. Favre looks for an open receiver, can't find it, takes it in from the 7-yard line. His first rushing touchdown of the season. The Packers have won 5 in a row, 24 straight wins at Lambeau Field. They win it over the Rams by 10. In Minnesota, the Vikings, 29-22 winners. They have won 6 in a row. In Atlanta, the Falcons fall to the Tampa Bay Bucks, 31-10. Tony Dungy's Bucks in the thick of it in the NFC Central. Tie game in the second at 7. Trent Dilfer to Warwick Dunn, 24-yard touchdown pass, puts the Bucks up 14-7, and Trent Dilfer was one happy camper. It was 24-10 in the fourth. Dunn wasn't done. This is his second touchdown of the game. 30-yard run to extend the Bucks lead to 31-10. The Buccaneers back on the winning track have won 2 straight now. They are 7-3 on the year. In Washington, the Redskins roll to a 6-4 record, 30-7 over the Detroit Lions. And in Indianapolis, the Colts are still winless. The Bengals win it by a score of 28-13. We'll send you back to Buffalo for the second half of the Bills and Patriots right after these messages and news headlines from your local station.
This is the Domino's Pizza NFL on NBC Halftime Report. Brought to you by Domino's Pizza. Domino's, delivering a million smiles a day.
Back in our New York studios, Greg Gumbel along with Sam Weiss and Chris Collinsworth. The Miami Dolphins beat the New York Jets 24-17 earlier today. This was a big game for Miami running back Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. After the game, he talked with Len Berman.
Thank you very much, Greg. With Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, were you surprised you would have such an impact on a team that features Dan Marino today?
When we block well and throw the ball well and do all the things, that opens up the run game. And, you know, we've had some success running the ball, you know, here and there. But, and when we get going, you know, we can't be stopped.
What explains your success against the Jets today, other than blocking well?
Guys just came off the ball. You know, they just came off the get. But in the film room, we know we're doing some good things. And when we have the opportunity to run the ball,
first place now today.
Yeah, well, I want to be tied for first place at the end of the thing.
Kareem, do you have any comment on the lawsuit filed against you by the other Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
No, I don't even know that much about it, so I'd have to get some more knowledge about it before I make any comments on it.
Okay, thank you. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 2 touchdowns today. Back to you, Greg.
All right, Len, what Len is referring to there is the lawsuit filed by the former basketball player Kareem Abdul-Jabbar against the Miami Dolphins running back for the use of that name, one of the sillier lawsuits around. But that's a story for a different day. Let's talk about this game and the way this game was determined. It's a 24-17 game, and at about the 3-minute mark, the New York Jets trailing Miami 24-17. Take a look at what happened. Glenn Foley on 4th down and 5, throwing to Wayne Krebet, who makes the catch, stretches for the first down. How often and how long have we heard the phrase, the ground cannot cause a fumble? But the officials ruled that that was an incomplete pass. The ball turned over, and it may be a huge turning point for both these teams.
Just absolutely a blown call. Here, Wayne Krebet makes one of the most athletic, professional plays that we've seen in the National Football League in a clutch situation. Glenn Foley, who's trying to establish himself as the quarterback of the Jets, and the officials, all of them surrounding the play, just flat out blow it. Inexcusable.
And also, this is going to raise the cry for replay, and you're a proponent of being able to use it down the stretch, Sam.
Well, I'm a proponent of a replay with an appeal system. I don't like the old system where the time was, or where you had replay officials that would interrupt the flow of the ball game, the tempo of the ball game. But I think you need to have a fail-safe at the end of the game, not a lot of appeals, and maybe only have them at the end of the game, 5 minutes to go, or maybe the entire fourth quarter.
You know, you brought up an interesting idea, which I had never thought of before, but having instant replay only for the last 5 minutes of the game, because of the fact that during those last 5 minutes, as a team, you don't have a chance to make up for an official's mistake, which is exactly what we saw here today.
It doesn't totally take the human element out of the ball game. Officials do a good job, but they occasionally make mistakes.
You know what's really interesting about this, too, is in tiebreaker situations now, as we head down the home stretch, the Miami Dolphins have a 2-0 record against the New York Jets in their head-to-head competition so far this season. Our NFL and NBC halftime activities continue.
Welcome back to Rich Stadium, Buffalo, where the Patriots lead 17-3. And we'll get the ball to open this second half. Take a quick look at the Coors Light halftime statistics. Both teams playing solid defense, but those 3 turnovers, that moves Buffalo to -17, the turnover ratio this year, as New England enjoying better field position because of those 3 picks. And, of course, the key play of the first half, as Chris Collinsworth noted at halftime, the Derek Cullors kickoff return for touchdown, and he's back itching for another chance. Cullors took one back 86 yards to give New England its first 7 points, and they build off that to 17-3. Steve Christie sends it to Cullors' side at the 6. And he breaks into the open again, and Cullors to the 45-yard line. And here's a man who's produced very little in returns all year, and suddenly an 86-yard and now a 50-yard kickoff return to open the second half. As we welcome you back to Buffalo, and I guess the obvious question here is how do the Bills get back into this game?
Well, they're going to change quarterbacks. We already see Todd Collins is loosening up on the sideline, so that's their way of trying to get back in the ballgame.
The Buffalo defense, all I can say, I thought they played really well the first half. Out on the field all the time and stopped New England from scoring some touchdowns to put this game away.
Curtis Martin on first down, picks up 5, and we go to Jim Gray.
All right, thank you very much, Dick. As Paul just said, Todd Collins will start in the second half. Coaching staff just feeling they have to make a change, that Van Pelt is just having too difficult of a time. Now, on the other end, I spoke to several of the Patriots players, and Ben Coates said that it was the 85-yard kickoff return which ignited them and gave them something to build on. He said, but we've had too many bad games in a row to think that we can take anything for granted here in the second half. We better continue to pay attention. Dick?
Thanks, Jim. You saw Pete Carroll. He's been under pressure from fans and media in the Boston area after losing 3 in a row and 4 of the last 5. Bledsoe on 2nd and 5, and down he goes. The 3rd sack for Buffalo as Ted Washington and Phil Hansen barge in.
Well, it's a good job of coverage down the field. It's a play-action fake. Phil Hansen, Ted Washington, too. They come through there. Nobody open, so Drew Bledsoe looks for a secondary receiver. They're not open. Does a good job of protecting the football.
Well, if ever there was a half sack each, that was it. They got there simultaneously, Washington and Hansen. That creates a 3rd and 17 for Bledsoe, shotgun. And no one hearing the whistle because of the crowd noise. I think there was an early move on the offensive line for the Patriots.
Prior to the snap, false start offense, number 88, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
I'll tell you, in this game, one of the great matchups really is Bruce Smith and Bruce Armstrong. I mean, these two guys have been going at it. We have not called Bruce Smith's name. All right, here's the motion up front. Once you're set, you can't do that.
Only the 2nd penalty for New England in the game. 3rd and 22. Screen. Martin. No, it's Meggett. And Meggett to the 47-yard line. Hansen makes the tackle. And the Buffalo Bills, despite the Colors' 2nd excellent kickoff return, are able to hold and force the punt.
Well, that's just talking about Phil. The defense has just been outstanding.
You know, they've been put in such tough situations, and just about every time they've come through, and they continue to give their team a chance to come back and get back in this game.
Jeff Burris is back at the Buffalo 10.
Let's go.
Slices this one off the right side of his foot. But takes a New England bounce down to the 16-yard line. That's where the Bills will move the ball. Their first chance in the second half. Marv Levy gave Alex Van Pelt his chance. Goes 3 for 12, 3 picks. So Todd Collins, who's opened the season as the starting quarterback here in Buffalo, the 3rd-year quarterback from Michigan, opens the second half, and he hands off to Antoine Smith. Smith running out of room as Willie Clay gets him out of bounds. A yard loss on the play.
You know what's interesting? We were talking to the New England Patriots yesterday. The defensive guy said, we worked against both quarterbacks. Remember that? And we knew that Van Pelt was going to start, but they didn't take any chances. They prepared for both quarterbacks.
Well, there's not a big difference in the two quarterbacks. I wouldn't consider one a scrambler and the other a pocket passer. So you just get ready, and both of them are going to run the same offense. So really, it makes it quite easy for the defense.
2nd and 11. Collins' first pass is a screen to Smith, and it gains only a couple. And Todd Collins, not related. We got a Todd Collins throwing it, and a Todd Collins making the tackle.
Well, I'll tell you, that's an outstanding play by Todd Collins. I'll tell you, this guy is getting blocked, and he reads screen. You don't see him in the picture right now, number 59, but watch this play that number 59, there he is being blocked, back upfield, and makes the tackle. That is outstanding.
An echo here. Todd Collins on offense from Michigan for Buffalo, the quarterback and linebacker. Todd Collins, who played at Carson Newman for New England. 3rd and 10. Football caught, but short of the first down. As smothered immediately is Andre Reed, and the Patriots defense has done an excellent job of checking Andre Reed, the leading receiver of Buffalo. He's not been able to do much today.
Well, you take a look at this game. It's 17-3. New England runs a kickoff return back for a touchdown. All right, after a 3-point play. Other than that, what have you got? Nothing but defense in this game. Neither offense has really done anything.
Just that one drive when Martin had the long run and then the long pass to Glenn that led to the touchdown pass to Coach really is the only serious scoring drive. Bunt by Moore, finally kicking to the sidelines inside the New England 40. 17-3. Welcome back. Paul McGuire, Bill Sims, and Jim Gray. Dick Enberg here in Buffalo, where the Patriots, after winning their first 4 handily to start the year, have lost 4 of their last 5, trying to get back on a winning track, have a 17-3 lead. Buffalo's defense trying to keep them close. Glenn with a catch. Terry Glenn tackled by Henry Jones, close to a first down.
I'll tell you, I said before, Dick, the real battle today between two guys, the two big Bruces, is Bruce Armstrong and Bruce Smith, 78 against 78. Here goes Bruce around the outside. Well, after Bledsoe throws, he grabs him around the neck and throws him down.
They have to do this, really. Watch Bruce Smith going to use his speed, gets around, because when he lines up on the outside against Bruce Armstrong has been winning those battles so far today.
And what did Bruce Smith say yesterday? He's got the best right hand in the league, that he really checks you with that right hand inside.
Different. Well, most linemen do it with their left hand.
Yeah, just watch the right hand of Bruce Armstrong. First of all, he's got him at the line of scrimmage. Here's the one you're going to see it. Watch the right hand. Down on the ground, Bruce Smith goes. And here it comes again. Boom. The right arm, and he backs into him. I mean, that's just great offensive tackle play.
And I asked Bruce Smith, why does he use that right hand and what's so different about it? He says, well, what it does, it takes the quickest way to the quarterback away from the defensive end. That's inside, so you have to beat him with speed out, but he's got good enough feet to recover.
Off to Curtis Martin, and Martin close to midfield. That was second and short, so easily picking up the first down before Washington. And Sean Price, 91, also in on that tackle.
The one thing, though, that we did see last week with Bruce Smith was that he was coming, when he was outside, Phil, and on the running plays away from him, he was coming down the line of scrimmage. So we asked Pete Carroll yesterday, you know, what have you done to counteract this? He says, we will always have someone slowing him down so he can't come free down the line of scrimmage.
But at age 34, this man Smith still one of the best in the league. 11 sacks this year, leads the NFL coming in. First down, New England. Fake reverse to Brown. Bledsoe over the middle. Incomplete. Well read by Jeff Burris. In fact, he was in position for a possible interception. Glenn, the target, wearing that shield after being poked in both eyes in the Minnesota game last week.
Well, that time New England, they faked the reverse, and they're doing a lot of action in the backfield to buy Terry Glenn some time down the field. Fakes going across, stops, going to go back to the outside. Jeff Burris stays with him the whole time, doesn't look in the backfield and get caught up with the fakes.
Second and 10. Martin trapped in the backfield and down for a loss at the 44. Bruce Smith and Phil Hansen.
Phil, this is what you were talking about, Bruce Smith being on the edge. He's outside, and don't try to run outside.
Well, look where he is, lined up on the outside of the tight end. Ben Coates throws him down. That's a mismatch anytime you have a tight end trying to block Bruce Smith.
Well, what a great play. Down on the ground, back up, make the tackle.
Smith listed at 273, said he's really 260. That's what he's always been.
Yeah, everybody wants to make him bigger than he really is. He said, I'm only 260. Leave me alone.
He plays big. Third and long. Bledsoe hit. Gets it away. And it's caught by Glenn as he goes out of bounds at the 45-yard line. What a play as bills are strewed all over the carpet, and Bledsoe somehow gets away, and Glenn makes the catch. Not a first down, but what a play.
Well, it is a play. It's going to change field position. This is what Drew Bledsoe's doing, hanging in the pocket. Phil Hansen gets him, thinks he has him. Bruce Smith coming. Bledsoe shakes him off. 6'5", about 235. Sometimes you can do that.
On fourth down, Tupa to punt. Burris lets it go, and it is out of bounds again. Tupa continues his outstanding kicking. He leads the league, and he's kicked 2 out of bounds down near the goal line. NFL NFL.com, the score, stats, the whole works. From just outside the 6-yard line after Tufa's cut, and again to Thurman Thomas. And Thomas out for almost 5. Ted Johnson makes the tackle. Well, the big thing for Buffalo, can they sustain a drive? It hasn't happened yet. 9 possessions prior to this one.
Well, they had this one here, 7 plays.
But look at that, 3-2, 3-2, 3-3. Boy, that is really getting the ball and giving it back in a hurry.
Again, credit the defense for what they've done today on both sides of the ball. I mean, both teams, New England and Buffalo.
Thomas 6 yards on first down. Now Todd Collins from Long Johnson, and the tight end has the first down at the 20. Ted Johnson and Chris Slade collaborate on the stop.
Well, what they're trying to do, Todd Collins just comes in a game, hadn't played in a couple of weeks, trying to make it safe for him, send everybody deep. Lonnie Johnson, why don't you block the guy, then release? That's the only place he's looking to throw this pass, and it's a good idea just to get Todd Collins into the game and get some confidence under him.
Collins 3 for 3, replacing Alex Van Pelt. Did McGinest come shooting through untouched? He had Thurman Thomas just as Thomas took the handoff.
I'm going to tell you something. We're sitting right here to the left of it, folks, up high, and saw Willie McGinest. And I'm going to tell you something. At real speed, you want to see a collision. Here he comes, number 55, Willie McGinest. Watch this. That hurts. Now that hurts.
McGinest, perhaps motivated by the challenge thrown at him, and teammate Chris Slade by head coach Pete Carroll. #1 pick out of Southern California and a Pro Bowler a year ago. Has his first sack today. This one too low. Skips it to Eric Moulds, does Collins. His first incomplete. Finally getting his chance. Steps up and it's batted down.
Well, this is Slade. You know, they gave the challenge to Slade. He knocks the ball down. McGinest, what does he do? He gets a sack. And then you just saw what he did to Thurman Thomas, Willie McGinest, on a second down play. Or first down play. Oh, that was awful. That was some kind of hit.
3rd down and 15. Certainly set the tone for this series. McGinest is after him again. Batted in the air. Touchdown, Chris Slade. So McGinest and Slade, the 2 men that Carroll threw out that challenge, and they team up for a touchdown. McGinest gets the quarterback, deflected in the air, the touchdown to Slade.
Well, Buffalo, what they do, they send somebody out of the backfield to hit Chris Slade at the line of scrimmage. They slow him down. Then they put him in the perfect spot to knock the ball up in the air, and he gets fortunate to make the interception.
Isn't it amazing, though, that the two guys that Pete Carroll challenged, and he told us, and they did it publicly, they challenged these 2 guys, McGinest and Slade. McGinest is putting the heat on. Slade gets the interception for the touchdown.
The point, and it's 24-3. Christopher Carroll Slade with a touchdown.
Here comes McGinest now. He's going to put the heat on. Collins runs out. Look at that. Slade knocks the ball up in the air himself. Catches it. Touchdown. Thank you.
This forces Todd Collins to move to his left, get rid of the football before he wants. Chris Slade gets that big hand up. And look at that ball. Must have stayed up there forever waiting for it to come down. But we're done. Hey, interception and a touchdown.
6 points from heaven. As the kick is short, Holmes for Buffalo at the 12. 30-yard line and rejected there. Let's go back to Chris Slade making that athletic tip and touchdown.
Listen, folks. That was Lonnie Johnson taking a shot at him. He held him at the line of scrimmage. That's the point you make, that he hit him so hard he held him at the line of scrimmage. He was in a position to make the interception and knock the ball up there and make the interception.
Lesser men, though, go down from that hit.
That's a good point.
Woo! You'll take a hit like that for a touchdown.
4 interceptions now today for New England. And that matches the total against Buffalo in the first game. Antoine Smith trying to ad-lib his way, gets outside and picks up about 8 yards. Speaking of that first game, back in week 7, it was another Patriot interception festival. 4 on that day in Foxborough. Willie Clay was first. Then Ty Law intercepted Billy Joe Hobart. Alex Van Pelt replaced Hobart, victimized by Lawyer Malloy. And Marty Moore capped off the 4-interception day as the Pats won 33-6. It was the worst defeat suffered by a Marv Levy team in 5 years. They trail 24-3 at the moment with 5:20 left in the third. Complete. Collins goes to Andre Reed and a first down. Slade and Hitchcock make the tackle.
9-yard gain. First down, Buffalo.
Week 7, 6 points, 4 picks. Today only 3 points. Late in the third period and 4 interceptions by New England. That means 8 interceptions for the Patriots against the Bills, and against the rest of the league, only 5.
You know, the thing about it, too, the Buffalo Bills have won 2 out of their last 3 games. 9-6, 9-6, and without a touchdown.
Collins underneath to the tight end, Lonnie Johnson, and he's to the 46, 47-yard line, a gain of 3.
You know, so we asked Alex Van Pelt yesterday, because he was the quarterback we talked to, about the tight ends in this offense. He said they're really not involved in this offense.
Well, not a lot. That's one of the reasons early in the year this Buffalo team had 2 and 3 tight ends all the time in the game. They've gone now to 3 wide receivers and 1 tight end because the tight ends just can't make enough plays. You need speed to get down the field. That's why they put 3 wide receivers in.
Johnson has, the tight end has 3 catches today, 23 in the season to lead that position for Buffalo. Third down, Collins rifles this one incomplete. And a flag down. That'll be interference. Quinn Early was the target. Ty Law with a push.
And Ty Law knows it. There's no complaint or anything. When Ty Law was pass interfered, he just turned around, looked at the official, and waited.
Number 24, first down.
But, Phil, that was the best-looking pass of the day by a Buffalo quarterback. He did.
Well, he stepped up. Yes, he did. He stepped up, and he saw the open hole inside. You could see Ty Law pulling on Quinn Early's jersey, but a lot of the problems today have been, Dick, is that the quarterback, there's somebody in their face, and they're not able to step up and really put some zip on the football.
First down on the penalty at the 38. Collins has to unload this one. Has a receiver close enough. Johnson, so he's not called for grounding as Chris Slade was in on Collins. Didn't give him much choice.
Well, it's a good job by Todd Collins just getting rid of the ball, but Chris Slade just too fast for the running back to pick him up. Antoine Smith just can't get out there quick enough to get the pass rush. Todd Collins sees it and gets rid of the football.
Antoine Smith is just looking, Phil, to get the fake because it is a play-action pass, and he doesn't have time to see anything else.
Second down and 10 with Reed way out to the left. Antoine Smith tackled by Slade. Slade went first to the quarterback, realized his play action, followed the play, and made the hit. Let's go to Greg in New York.
All right, Dick, and we'll take you to San Diego, where quarterback Craig Whalehan of the Chargers hit from behind, loses the football, fumbles. Michael Sinclair recovers. Once down 14-0. Seattle now up 24-17 in the third, Dick.
Well, the backup quarterbacks getting their chances today, and if it were easy, they'd have played sooner.
Yes, it's really a great statement.
They're doing what you think a lot of backup quarterbacks would do. They make mistakes in tough situations.
Third down and 10. Slade is offside.
Keep going. The whistle hasn't blown.
And now incomplete.
See, here, I'm going to tell you something. This is wrong by the officials, and totally wrong. First of all, Slade's unimpeded to the quarterback. He's got his hands on the quarterback. He knew himself. That's why he didn't throw Todd Collins on the ground. He knew that he was there. He was waiting himself for the whistle to blow, and they're leaving his quarterback exposed.
Defense, number 55, offside, 5-yard penalty, still third down.
Great call. Bad whistle.
It was 53, Chris Slade, as you all saw, that jumped offside.
All right, take a look at it. Now, watch what Chris Slade does. All right, he's across. Now he's unimpeded to the quarterback. He's there. They should blow the whistle. He's got him. Even Slade stops. He knows that he shouldn't be grabbing this guy.
It's a good point. You're right.
Slade, and you're absolutely right as well.
Well, now we got another penalty. What are you going to call intentional grounding? Maybe. I don't know.
Slade may have said something. Unsportsmanlike.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 55 of the defensive team took his helmet off after the play was over. That's a 15-yard penalty. First down.
Willie McGinest may have been protesting. He said, at least I make enough mistakes on my own. Don't give me credit for Slade's. Took his helmet off, and of course, that's a rule we've not seen enforced since early in the year. As players have learned, they can't take their helmet off.
The players got the message, and they know they can't take their helmets off, demonstrate, object to certain calls.
It was really designed for the meism that has become so prevalent. This was a case, I think, where McGinest just figured, wait, maybe just in surprise at the announcement that he was offside. It takes the ball back down inside the 20-yard line, and a first down for Buffalo at the 18.
Well, you don't want to make Willie McGinest mad.
I think we're going to see a pretty good charge from him on this next play.
I would think so. I think here he comes out here on the end. Now what?
Clock now showing 3:06 remaining in the third period, with New England in command 24-3, but Buffalo hoping a touchdown here would spark a comeback, and we all know that Buffalo is pretty good at that sort of thing. Just ask Indianapolis. They were trailing them 26-0 and 1, and ask Denver as well.
Well, what they got going for them, Buffalo, if they could score here and give the fans some hope and the defense some hope. We've seen it too many times. They're so emotional when they're home that the defense can go out there and make a play for you and give you a chance to score.
There were two fouls against the defensive team. We had offside, and then the player took his helmet off. They only get a choice of one of those penalties. They'll take the 15-yard penalty, and it'll be first down.
Now, I'm going to tell you, that's a good choice.
Well, you're not going to second guess that?
No. Between a 5 and a 15, great choice.
So they had marked off 20 yards, and now they bring back 5 of those to the 23-yard line. Pete Carroll said, wait a minute now. You guys are killing me. First down for Collins. Smith, the runner behind him, and Lonnie Johnson in motion. Scrambling. Kicked loose to the 18 and gained about 5. It was Chad Eaton, the first-year lineman from Washington State, who made the play.
Well, watch Willie McGinest. Now, he's just chased Todd Collins all over the field. He's just taking it off. He's tired, trying to get some air.
Second and 5.
Yeah, there was none of the reasons why they had the rule in, but he did break the rule.
This rule is coming out. This is one of the rules that's going to come out, because in that situation right there, I mean, he's trying to get some air. And
I know, but they won't take this rule out because it's accomplished what they wanted. And that's the players that, like Dick said, to quit demonstrating after every single play and take the eye out of this game.
Antoine Smith can't make it around the corner. Tackled at the 18-yard line by Chris Sullivan. Sullivan, who played his college ball at Boston College and followed the Patriots. In fact, he lives in North Attleboro, only 9 miles from Foxborough Stadium. So that's a big play for him.
And folks, if you want to know why most of the linemen for the New England Patriots are in the backfield, because they're all just going past. They're on their way to the quarterback, and if there a run appears, go ahead and make a play. But let's get back to the quarterback. They're just teeing off and going.
3rd and 5 with Reed wide left. Tight end Tony Klein in the slot. The throw for the corner and Reed, and it's incomplete. In fact, the defender had the better position, Jimmy Hitchcock.
Well, Jimmy Hitchcock played that so beautifully.
Well, he did. Jimmy Hitchcock has outside technique. He's outside the receiver. He's got help inside. It had no chance right from the start.
4th and 5, and Marv Levy down by 3 touchdowns, goes for it from the 18-yard line, sends in Thurman Thomas.
coming in the ball game, he really makes the defense play a little bit more honest than you would anywhere else, because here's a guy, they'll run draws to him, they'll throw the ball to him, or they just hand the ball to him.
He lines up behind the left tackle. Reed comes in tight. Collins over the middle, wide open with Quinn Early, and Early to the goal line, tackled at the 1.
Well, that was an interesting formation. It was an interesting formation. It was a zone blitz by the New England Patriots. Todd Collins does a good job. Blitz from this side. Quinn Early from the top comes across. Nobody in the middle of the field. They clear it out.
Early made a tough catch. That ball was not easy. He had to reach up high.
Good job by Todd Collins hanging in there and making the throw.
First and goal from the 1. Antoine Smith for the touchdown. And when you think about it, from the Buffalo point of view, a kickoff return for a touchdown. Slade with an interception at the goal line for a touchdown. And now you're only down by 2 scores, and those are the 2 that put New England in front. He adds the extra point, and it's 24-10. Antoine Smith with the payoff. Todd Collins' pass on 4th down to Quinn Early sets it up. 70 yards, 10 plays, Buffalo for the touchdown. A drive of 70 yards, helped by some penalties against New England. Antoine Smith with a touchdown to give Buffalo fans hope. Final minute, 3rd quarter, David Meggett. And he's battling out to the 29, almost the 30-yard line. Tonight, Bills fans hope Buffalo will do here late. Now trailing 24-10. Bledsoe against the noise. Gives to Martin, and Martin out to about the 33. Phil Hansen with a stop.
Phil Hansen making the stop.
That could take it down to the end of the quarter.
You know, that's exactly what I would have done. Come out, run the football, get to the next quarter, give the Buffalo team and the fans a chance to settle down. Don't give them a chance to keep things going. Now come out with your best pass play, maybe get the drive going.
And that will indeed be the final play of this 3rd period. Pete Carroll sees his Willie McGinest-Chris Slade combination score a defensive touchdown, and then a Buffalo score, Antoine Smith. We'll be back after these words from your local station.
Presented by the authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the NFL is prohibited.
To the 4th quarter, New England leading 24-10. 2nd down and 6, and Curtis Martin with a call. Hit in the backfield, and the Bills defense sparked by Sean Moran, who is there first. Let's go to Jim Gray.
All right, thank you, Dick. Terry Glenn came into the game with a bad left thumb. Last week he had a scratch on his eyeball. Now he's got a bad hamstring. He will not play for the rest of the day. Dick?
Terry Glenn at 185 taking the beating of the season, and that's a big loss for New England. 3rd down 7, and this crowd now rising to its feet to help the defense.
Bruce Smith is offside. He's off inside on the center in the guard gap, and he takes off.
And that will cost, if that's the case, Buffalo 5 big yards.
Encroachment. Defense number 78. 5 yards. Still 3rd down.
Dick, when Bruce goes, everybody goes. The whole lot. He wasn't all alone. He's got the initial move. He's inside. You see him, boom, but then everybody else goes right along with him. Jeff Coates, Phil Hansen, 77 and 90.
By that time they put him over the center. Wasn't having much luck outside. Let's put him over the young guy, Dave Williball. Let's see if he can handle him.
So instead of 3rd and 7, 3rd and 2, Keith Byers way out to the right. Bledsoe. What a catch. And breaking free is Troy Brown. by Smith. And finally knocked out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. And a flag down with it. Boy, did Bledsoe split the defense with that strike.
I thought it was intercepted at first, the way it went to the ground. Marlon Kerner covering Troy Brown. Anytime Bruce Smith lines up on the center, it's going to be a blitz by Buffalo.
Personal foul. Defense for a late hit, number 21. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
Manny Martin, number 21, hits him after he's out of bounds.
Boy, I agree. I thought Kerner had this interception, Phil.
Well, it's an interception. There's Bruce Smith. You can see the blitz coming. Look over the middle. He goes for the interception. Now there's nobody to tackle Troy Brown but the safeties. They miss him, and it's a foot race.
But what a concentration by Brown to be able to catch the ball when he was totally screened on the play. A 46-yard play plus the penalty. First and goal, New England. Martin still on his feet and down to the 1-yard line goes Curtis Martin. First of his fourth touchdown rushing this year.
This is an absolute perfect pass. Watch it from this angle. You see that? Kerner, it looks like he's got his hands in there. How he doesn't touch the ball, I don't know. And you're absolutely right about the catch was unbelievable.
Brown he's got Pete Carroll fired.
He liked it as soon as he caught it, and he goes, oh, he's got a lot of room.
I got you.
Second and goal from the 1. Maddox, who was re-signed after being released this summer by the Bills, the veteran linebacker with all the injuries at that position.
It's just a good push by the defensive line of Buffalo. They get up the field. Look at that, coming in the backfield. There's nowhere to go for Curtis Martin. He does a good job of getting back to the line of scrimmage.
Would they dare throw here? Hey, remember the Green Bay Packer game? Would they dare throw the ball here? New England?
Well, honestly, the situation calls for a pass if you're going against this defensive front.
They go to the run. Martin, touchdown. Curtis Martin sends New England back in front by 3 scores. And there's something about number 23 for this New England team for the last 2 years. 23 is the spot. If they score 23, they win. If they don't score 23, they lose. So they're on that winning margin today.
Wow, you could see all the Buffalo Bills that got into the backfield behind the line of scrimmage, but nobody's in the hole. Good job by the center. Dave Woolaball stealing off the inside and creating a hole for Curtis Martin.
2.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Vinatieri's extra point makes it 31-10 New England. 6 plays for the Patriots, 71 yards. The big play, the 46-yard pass to Troy Brown. These two teams knowing with the Miami win earlier that the victor in this one would have a share of first in the very tightly contested AFC East. And next week, New England going to Tampa Bay, a winner today. They're 7-3. And these Bills will be at Miami, where the Dolphins are now 6-4. Terry delivers the kickoff to Derek Holmes at the 7. Good move. Brought to 25. Tackled at the 29-yard line. Let's check on action elsewhere. Greg Gumbel in New York.
All right, Dick, the Seattle Seahawks had momentum at San Diego until this play. Warren Moon's pass picked off by rookie Paul Bradford. He goes 56 yards for the tying touchdown. They are tied and early in the fourth quarter now at 24 in a game in which the Seahawks have lost Cortez Kennedy to a broken left ankle, Dick.
And remember, that's the bad part about the game, the serious injuries. One of the game's great, Cortez Kennedy. Todd Collins. Short dump pass. He throws this one to Johnson as tight end, and Lonnie Johnson out close to a first down at the 40. Slade and McGinest. Now, they really have formed a partnership now.
Well, Buffalo's going to go in a hurry-up offense.
As you look at that 23-point, 16-0 when they score 23. The Patriots, the last 2 seasons, 0-9 when they don't. And they're over 23, obviously, today. That's amazing. Give it to Tony Thomas. As the old man's motor
still running, isn't it?
Still got some quicks, got good feet, and there's really not a lot inside, but Thurman Thomas, how many times have you seen him do this over his career? Nothing inside, stop, break it outside.
He just makes things happen. Watch his feet. Just watch his feet. Now watch this next move he's going to make right here. They stop, they're back inside, back outside, back inside.
First down at the New England 42. 11 minutes plus remain. Collins down long. And too long for Quinn Early. Ty Law on the coverage.
Well, that was part of the game plan today, to give Ty Law some double moves, and every time they do it, he's all over it. I'm sure after the last couple weeks, he's been beaten a few times deep. That's all he's got in practice. The coaches, that's what they do. When they want you to improve something, every day they give you a couple moves like that, up and out, and or an out and up, I should say. And he's been covering them well today.
But Tasker in now.
Steve Tasker is the third wide receiver. Roll. Collins goes to the sideline.
Down, snatched. The defensive back, Lawyer Malloy, right off his feet. And the official sees it. Lawyer Malloy is coming on a blitz. Reuben Brown, number 79, in the backfield, just trying to protect his quarterback the best he can, and just reaches out and just snatches him.
It's like grabbing a big old moth, huh?
It wasn't. Watch.
Holding. Offense number 79. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
Well, look on the left-hand side of your screen. See 79. Now watch what's happening. Here comes Lawyer Malloy. Watch this. Goodbye. Hello.
You know what? He tried to do that so quickly that no one would notice.
I know.
Lawyer Malloy, who is 208 pounds, went down like a feather.
He thought, man, I got me a quarterback.
Nah, he was never going to get there. Of course, Reuben Brown didn't know that.
Second down and a bunch now. About 20.
John Fina out of his stance too quick.
Left tackle. And another Bills penalty.
Phil, these penalties, offensive linemen,
false start, 70, offense, 5 yards, still second down.
Frustrate coaches more than anything you can imagine.
Here's John Fina just going to jump a little before the snap, and yeah, that's we kind of understand what you call stupid penalties in the NFL are the penalties that happen before the snap, illegal procedures, offsides, those type of penalties, because you can control those. You know, the aggression penalties down the field, pass interference, those type, you know, those are going to happen.
Those are forgivable. Second and 25. Collins to Reed has a catch, but for very short yardage. Will he play on him immediately? Reminder, couple on Tuesday. On third and 21. Collins underneath. Gold molds to the sidelines, out of bounds at the New England 44. Well shy of a first down. It's still 4th and 11.
There go. You got to go. I mean, you're down 21 points. You're in the fourth quarter. You're coming up on 10 minutes. You're in their territory. Why not? You got nothing to lose.
You're going to try to win the game. You got to go for it. You can't worry about, hey, if they score a couple more touchdowns, who cares? If you lose 41 to 10 or whatever, nobody, it won't matter. Give yourself a chance to win. Go for it on 4.
Back and has a man incomplete. Quinn Early was there, but the pass led him too much. Hitchcock and Malloy on the coverage, and New England takes over on downs with 9:51 left in the fourth. The Pats by 21. Welcome back. Many of you will stay with us, but we're going to switch others of you to an exciting NFL game in San Diego. The game is tied there as we go to San Diego.